Lincoln Heights regular council meeting is now in session. Today's date is Monday, July 14th, 2025. The time is 8:01. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Present. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Present.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Present.
Councilwoman Tanya Key. No response. Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Present.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yeah, present.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumphrey.
Present.
We have 6 who are present, 1 who is absent. We do have a quorum. Okay, I will say prayer. If everyone can just bow their heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for allowing us to gather once again to do the business of the village of Lincoln Heights. We pray, Lord, that you will give us good mind, wisdom, and judgment to make the best decisions for the community as a whole. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty. Okay. We'll go straight into the agenda with filing of the journal. Motion for the Committee of the Whole meeting minutes for June 23rd, 2025, along with the regular council meeting minutes for June 2023 with any necessary corrections. Is there a motion for approval?
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
The correction there. Mayor.
We didn't cancel that, though.
Yeah, so there were, we did have council meeting that night.
Oh, you mean on,
It should be the committee of the whole.
okay. So that's why I'm glad I made the motion with any necessary corrections.
Yeah.
She can
I would
correct that.
just note that.
Okay, let me see. Oh, okay, all right. So in your program, corrections will be made as far as the last meeting of June to state Committee of the Whole in your paperwork. I get what you're saying from what you did earlier.
Committee of the Whole was canceled on that date, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
On June
she had it
23rd.
listed incorrect on here.
Yes.
Okay. Kind of threw me off on that. All righty. Okay, next is our announcements. We're gonna go around, then we'll come back to Vice Mayor. It looks like she has an update, but we'll always start with Ms. Hingston. Any announcements for you?
Yes. I had a meeting with Joe Roberts at Princeton about the soccer. We're now going to have a soccer clinic. It's going to start next year for Lincoln Heights students only. They were supposed to get back with me with the exact date. They have not got back yet, but we will have one for sure. We do have to provide balls, and that's all we have to provide, and they're like size 4 balls. And he said, they would be very cheap. And even if I had to get them myself, that is something that I will really be interested in, and just providing the balls for the youth in the village of Lincoln Heights.
Okay. All right, thank you, Ms.
You're welcome.
Hingston. Okay, Councilwoman Munya?
Yes, I just wanted to announce the pharmacy at the Lincoln Heights Health Center, Dolores Lindsay campus. I had the opportunity to have my prescription filled, and I just wanted the community to know that that facility is available for our residents, and for anybody else who needs to have their prescriptions filled.
thank you. Did you know the hours of, the hours that they're open?
The hours, I think, are from 9 until 4,
Okay, Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday.
Thank you.
Not Friday.
Not Friday?
Monday through
They
Thursday?
close early on Friday at
Oh,
2.
okay.
I think it's 2. Is that 2?
I'm sorry.
The pharmacy closed at 2 o'clock on Friday.
Oh, yes, like I'm with everybody else.
Friday's a short day.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Open late on Thursdays, I would imagine.
Yeah. You always go to the website to find out the hours,
Okay,
because they vary. You have a short day, you have a long day.
okay. So, I had a question, though. So, if any of the residents want to fill their prescriptions, will they be able to call it in over the phone? Do they have that available?
Yes, I mean, you, once you go down and, turn in your, say that you, they will call if you want to switch your, prescription from Kroger's or Walgreens or whatever, you take your medication there and they will do that switching. You don't have to go to Kroger's and say, I want to switch. They will do that for you, and it's just like any other pharmacy. You can call in, walk in, once you made that official switch. Or have it delivered. We do deliver.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you, both. All right, Councilwoman Baber, any announcement for you?
No announcements, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Councilwoman Mitchell?
No announcements.
Okay. And then we have our Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter with her announcement regarding Day of Love update.
Of course, Day of Love is on August 31st from 10 a.m., which will start with the worship service and then move into the festival type or carnival type atmosphere. And they're going to have some additional rides, I believe, this year. It's still all work in progress, you know. So parking is an issue, and I have asked for parking at various places so that we won't block people in, and that it'll be a very festive day. Last year, Pastor actually did outdoor baptism, and there were maybe between 20 and 25 people that accepted God that day. So that's all that I have at this time until we meet again on Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday.
All right. Let's see.
And if you want to volunteer, it will be on the website soon.
Okay.
It's not there yet. They're still working out. The date is the 15th, 14th.
14th.
They have until the 17th to finalize the committees, so you can decide which one you want to work on.
Okay. So they've set the time it starts again like before?
It starts, the service will start at 10 o'clock. Of course, you will have people coming in before then. And they're working with Chris. You know, I finally got the information from him. And then it's over with at 4 o'clock. There will be food, free food. Food for everyone. And it's going to be down this time for, that's, you know, more mature people. And the kids will be up on time.
Sounds good. All right, thank you, thank you. I don't have any announcements.
Yes, you do have one, National Night Out.
I'm looking. Well, I thought Lisa was gonna give them because she has communication, but
That's your job, man.
no, they have their own agenda for to do it. But I do have a couple announcements. I have National Night Out. It's going to be Tuesday, August the 5th, 2025, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department, Woodlawn Fire Department, and Village of Lincoln Heights in Serenity Park. It is for police and community partnerships, and they also will have free food, music, and activities. And as last year, we had our great DJ Vic Hunter will be back. And actually, we'll probably do some boots on the ground. So,
Bring those fans.
So, yeah, so bring your fans, because I know one year he actually taught us one of the line dances. I can't remember which one it was. You remember which one it was?
That's 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's like 2 years ago. So we're glad that he was able to come back this year and be the DJ for the National Night Out. So just mark your calendars, because it does come fast, because it's the week. It's like the week before the kids, or 2 weeks before the kids go back. So we have some great community partners. I think we have Healthcare Connection always is there. We Thrive is there.
Bookmobile.
Oh, yeah, the Bookmobile is coming. So we'll have Princeton's Bookmobile
United
and
Way.
United Way. All
Did
right.
LHOI respond?
Yes, in LA.
Yeah, and Lincoln Heights Outreach. So we're looking forward to those partners to come back again, and I know we'll be having Public Works grilling the hot dogs and hamburgers again. So
And Miss Randolph? Will
yeah,
be working.
along with Public Works and staff. So I'm gonna tell them thank you in advance, because I know they're working hard to start preparing for it. And we did meet last week to discuss everybody's input. So we're looking forward to that and asking all the residents to come out and be a part. We want the upper sub, lower sub, all come out and celebrate National Night Out. Learn more about our services that we have, fire and EMS, and other community involvements that we have for them to come out.
Three things, Mayor. May I add to it? One thing is that it does fall under the Safety Service Committee, along with the manager's office. Number two is I want to thank Major Reed for helping to put this on. She's going into her budget to pay for most of this, so it does not come. All of it does not come out of our pocket, if any. We don't know until all the expenses are in and they've been taken care of. And there was something else that I forgot, had to do with National Night Out. If you know of a vendor that want to be a part of this, to pass out stuff, then contact our clerk of council, Lisa Randolph, and she'll hook you up.
Yep.
Mayor, I do have an announcement, I'm sorry.
Let me finish this
Oh,
one, and I'll
okay,
come back
yes.
around. Okay, so in reading this, we also have a treat from like last year. Kona Ice is going to be out, so you know it's usually hot, so we're looking forward to everybody to come out and enjoy. I know last year the Lincoln Heights Tigers, they came at the end, so all are welcome. We want our youth to be a great part of National Night Out, so looking forward to seeing everybody come out. I'll read this one. I'll come back to you, Ms. Mitchell. All right. So the next one is the end of the summer bash and community health fair. That is actually Saturday, August the 9th. So we'll be announcing this one at our next council meeting, and because we won't have any council meetings in August, but we wanted to make sure that we announce that it's going to be at Carthage Commons for the end of the summer bash. That's at 7036 Fair Park Avenue, Cincinnati 45216. And it says, wear clothes you are comfortable getting paint on. So it's the community bash and community summer bash and community health fair. It's to help paint a street mural and celebrate the end of the summer. This event is perfect for families with children of all ages. Food and supplies available while supplies last. And that is being held by, looks like, Carthage and City of Cincinnati Health Department. And that was a flyer that they asked us to make sure that we announced and let our residents know that they are welcome to come to that end of the summer and community health fair bash. Okay. You gonna do the parade?
She had an announcement.
Councilwoman Mitchell.
No, I was just asking because I know you're on the list. So that's all I have. And back to you, Ms. Mitchell.
Thank you. I just want to remind everybody that there is a recognition going on for Coach Paul Blackwell on July 26th at St. Monica's, and I believe it's from 12 to 3. and the cost is $25. So we know how well Coach Paul and his crew raised the men in this community and made champions of them. So if you can support that event, go on the website for the Lincoln Heights Valley Boosters. August 1st, there is the Lincoln Heights Woodlawn Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra that will be in Woodlawn. It will be the same as last year. Food trucks and some activities for families to do. On August 15th, August 22nd, and August 29th, St. Simon's Episcopal Church is having fish fry from 12 to 7, so mark your calendars. Thank you.
Okay.
I have one more announcement.
I want to just get the time real quick on the CSO. Since
Oh, it's probably 6 to 8 is they do all the little pre-activities, and 8 o'clock
Okay.
the music starts.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So
Yes.
is there any way that there's a flyer for that we can put on the website?
Oh, they haven't done one yet.
Okay. Yeah, and that's August the
First.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am?
The Respect My Block is going to be moved to August the 12th, so that the community will know that we are going to continue having the forum for people to come out and talk about any issues that they have.
second Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, thank you. Will you be doing the levy again?
Yeah, we'll go over the
Good to-
levy again.
great.
And
All right, thank you, thank you. All right.
Yeah, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday was Lincoln Heights Cleanup Day. The community didn't know anything about it. Or they're gonna have another one?
I'm gonna suggest they do, because it, like you said, the community did not know much about it. They put it on the website, but, without the robocall, I just think that the flyer, they should have passed out flyers like we've done in the past, even if, in groups we teamed up and we would go from different sections, different points throughout the community. So I will find out if they planning on, I think they are, but preparing it should have been
You
better.
don't know why they just
I do
use
not
the
know.
website? Because you have a large portion of the community that may not use the internet.
Absolutely.
Older.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that they know flyers was dispersed throughout the village on it, and so a lot of residents did not know about it. So hopefully they'll plan to do another one so a lot of residents can take part in it, because a lot did not, a lot of people were not a part of that. So we missed the opportunity of getting that word out. So I will check with the administration and give you an update on that by the end of the week.
Thank you.
So, Mayor, with all that being said, I think this is the opportunity to ask residents to come out and be a part of We Thrive. In most communities, the residents, if we talk about a community-oriented event or resident-driven, We Thrive really should be resident-driven. Typically, it's myself, the administrative assistant, Councilwoman Calhoun Mumia, and our safety director, who is usually there on the regular basis. And so when you talk about passing out flyers, I mean, who would do that? So I think that we need to put something on our website, on our Facebook page, that talks about We Thrive, talk about the things that We Thrive has done for this village, but that we need residents to come out and give their input, so that it's not all council or Hamilton County Public Health District driven. So,
I do know that We Thrive worked with them on that, but as far as getting out the information, that I do not know. I only was in one of the meetings that they had. So hopefully we'll have a manager in place that will be able to help get the word out. All right, that's all I have. Okay. All right, so we're going to the regular agenda. Communications to council from the Clerk of Council, Lisa Randolph.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a couple of them, but first I'm going to start off with a thank you card that council received from Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell, and I will read it. I made a copy for everyone. It says, "Thank you very much. Village of Lincoln Heights Council and staff, thank you for your prayers and support and flowers. Much appreciated, the Mitchell family." Okay. And also now some more announcements. The Lincoln Heights Parade is still scheduled for August 30th of this year. The packet of information is on the village's website and Facebook page. We also have the information in the lobby areas. If you want to contact me, you can. My number is 513-733-5900, extension number 3. We're looking for bands, cheerleading groups, anyone and everyone who would like to participate. The more the merrier. And so you can get that information by coming down to the village or looking on our website or giving me a call. Then there is an announcement that council will be in recess for the month of August. The first meeting back will be on Monday, September the 8th. That is the second Monday of September. Then I also wanted to let you know that Hamilton County has a facade grant program that started July 1st of this year. It's countywide. There's several different communities, and Lincoln Heights is one of them. It's for business owners and or commercial tenants in a qualifying neighborhood, which Lincoln Heights is one of them. And the eligibility, it's for improvements that are visible from the street. For example, painting, lighting, signage, doors, windows, and awnings. Funding amount is up to $25,000 for a single project by parcel, with a minimum grant of $5,000 for a single project. It's for for-profit commercial buildings with facades visible from the street. Buildings must be located in a commercial corridor with street access. It's a lot of information. And we will place this on our website as well as Facebook page, and then have copies of it here in the lobby. Again, it started July 1st. So that is the last piece of announcements for me.
All right, any questions for Ms. Randolph? Okay, all right. Inside. The only communication I have is I wanted to communicate with council. In your packet, you have Lincoln Heights Smart City Plan, Vision to Reality. So this information was given from Mr. Clifford Bailey, who has worked through our Wi-Fi. So what he has asked is that council will review the information that he's handed out regarding the Wi-Fi, and he's going to basically he's going to come back at our next council meeting as you review and see if there's any questions or anything that you want after you review it. So he's going to break down when he comes back the last meeting. I think that might be the 20. Is that the 25th? Our next council meeting?
Mayor, I have a question.
Okay. Well, let me get my thought out, and then I'll come back to you. So he's going to come back, because I asked him, even though he presented this to us, I know when he came before, a lot of people had questions, so he basically sent this information ahead because he's asking council to get familiar with what he's provided, so that when he does come back, we're able to ask him questions pertaining what he has given us. So that's what I have for regarding the Wi-Fi. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so, I don't know if we have this on file somewhere else. I know that, Ms. Powdrell, was looking into the smart city, with one of the communities in Maryland. But is there a charge for this? What, I mean, is this,
This,
something that he's doing as a result of a contract that he had with us before?
this is more into the Wi-Fi that we have, that they provided us with. So I can't speak on it because I'm not the one that prepared it, but when he
No, but I'm
comes
saying, but if
back,
he presented it,
he wanted council to review it, so when he comes at the end of the month, based on if you see anything that you, and other questions, you'll be able to ask him that. But he wanted y'all to get familiar with the Wi-Fi. I'm just basically just handing it over to you, and when he comes back, I mean, we can talk about it in some of the other committees, but he is coming back at the end of the month.
he's coming back in August, in July, the next meeting.
He'll be back this month, July.
And so we will, committee of the whole or council, so that we'll have time
We'll
to.
probably do committee of the whole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, committee of the whole. That way, if you have questions, you have a little bit more time there to ask questions. So he's asking everyone to please read the information and be ready. It's like a homework assignment. Okay, so that's all I have. I don't have my, looks like I didn't get my court report. I know she signed off on it, but I didn't see it, so I'll give that to y'all at the next council meeting.
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
are you done with that part?
I'm done.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to move number 13 on the agenda up to number 5. That is hearing from the residents, and you have one here.
You want to move to
To number 5. Is that 5? What number?
7, after 7.
Oh, 8.
To
Move it up to number 8.
number 8.
All right. Then, okay. Is there a second? Yeah. we
Second.
got- Is that a second?
Is it 7?
A second.
Oh, second.
All right, it's been moved in second to move hearing from the residents to be under 7B, I guess you call that.
7B sounds good.
7B, since we had a 7A.
Yeah,
All right, it's
7B.
been moved in second. Could I get a roll call on that?
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
So we have St. Simon's Church, and we have Miss Denise that's going to be coming to speak regarding our reconciliation grant. She's gonna-
Denise Pitts.
Yes, I'm Denise Pitts.
There you go.
I'm a former resident of Lincoln Heights. I grew up here, and I only moved because of the improvements that were supposed to be made. They bought our property, the lower end of Chicago, and there were no homes for us to move into, so we had to move out of Lincoln Heights. But this is still home to
Welcome.
me.
Welcome
Still
back.
home.
All right.
I'm a representative of St. Simon. We had questions about what was going on with the Nazi incident in Lincoln Heights, and we invited the mayor to come and tell us what was going on with that, because St. Simon has been a pillar in Lincoln Heights, a leader in Lincoln Heights, and we're concerned about that. We've heard from different groups, but we wanted to hear what the city was doing about that. We also wanted to know if Lincoln Heights was in conference or were having discussions with Evendale about this. But we keep hearing from different people, and we wanted to hear from the city what's going on with that.
Oh, so you want to answer?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know, because your thing was vague, so I didn't know what the question was going to be that you were going to ask me. As far as, I can answer both.
Reconciliation grant, what is that?
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah, it's,
totally, we have two different things I
Oh,
wanted to
that
talk
you want
about.
to talk about.
But
Okay.
this is my question.
okay,
We wanted to know what's going on with that.
okay.
Has there been any improvement? Has there been a discussion? What's going on?
Well,
I mean,
it's, well, I can only go so far as for a discussion, since I didn't have that listed, I would have talked to you about, but you mentioned two things. So I know your church had asked me to come to a meeting, but I was unable to come. And I did not know what they wanted to ask me. I just was gonna come and whatever they asked, so they didn't tell me what they wanted. I didn't have no problem coming, but I know I couldn't come this Sunday because I had an obligation with my husband. So when it comes to the Village of Lincoln Heights and working with the Evendale, and you know that they did their letter and the village did theirs, but we have not, because we don't have a village manager as well. We would like to include our village manager on discussions with Evendale. We haven't got there yet. But our hope is that we can sit down and talk. Now, we have had some of us council members that have met with other council members in Evendale to see how we could bridge that gap and get to a place that we want to. And we know it's going to take time, but it's going to take not just us elected officials, but our communities as a whole. So that is nothing new that I know so far in the months to come, but some of our council members have met with other council members in Evendale to talk and try to see how we can come up with bridging that gap. We also have had Princeton City Schools that have had conversations with all the jurisdictions. Even though it happened in Lincoln Heights, our children that go to Evendale, and impacted just not Lincoln Heights, but all our surrounding communities. So Princeton has been, I would say, the liaison for us to get together and talk with that Department of Justice to talk about a contingency plan. And, I can't go into detail for that, but I did want to share that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the other thing was our church, the diocese, has a community called the Beloved Community, and there's a grant called a Reconciliation Healing Process grant that we were going to talk about tonight, but everybody wasn't able to make it. I don't know a lot about the grant, but it's a process of healing, and the Episcopal Church wants to lead that, but we were going to talk about it tonight. The pastor knows more about it than I do, and she couldn't make it, so that was the other thing we wanted to talk about. But I don't feel versed enough to explain it to you,
Okay.
so I guess we'll have to come to another meeting.
We would like them to come. I would like for them to come. If you could see if they want to come to the next one.
When is your next meeting?
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from
Yeah,
today.
the 28th
Yeah,
Same
so-
time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
at
So,
7:30.
Yeah, we would love to hear from them.
yeah, like I said, it's something that the diocese is offering. And
Is this something that they offer every year, right?
no,
This is something new?
this is something new,
Yeah, okay.
yes. But it's a reconciliation grant that they wanted to talk about. Well, we had discussed it, but like I said, I'm not versed enough on it to explain it to you all.
Is there some written information on it?
It's right here.
Yes, yes.
On the back?
It's called
Is
the
it- it's in here?
is this Swipe and Dime program?
No.
That's not it?
That's
No.
not it.
Well,
if
I saw Episcopal, so I thought it was from you.
Now, that's something else that I have put out.
Oh,
You have a definition written somewhere you can bring next time?
Yeah.
Or send it to the clerk and she can email it to everybody.
Okay.
Can I offer some clarification? So it is one of the grants. It's called Truth and Reconciliation, and as Denise mentioned, we have for several years been talking about becoming the beloved community, and all kinds of grants have been offered through the diocese. So one of the grants that we did get was the Peace Camp that we do with St. Monica's that was written, a Proctor grant that we wrote. But this one is to find healing with organizations, communities that may have that need. And we have that need. Lincoln Heights has that need. And Pastor Mary has been in conversation with Pastor Cook about reconciliation. She's been in conversation with individuals in Evendale. So, and I had spoke with her about the Department of Justice and what they were trying to do with us. So when this grant opportunity came up, we thought we would apply for it, but of course, we have to make sure that we have partners. We can't do it without you. So I think the deadline is August 31st or something, August 31st. So maybe it might necessitate a meeting next week or something so that we're not put behind the 8 ball to try to get the grant in. You know, like all grants, they have to have support letters. So that's basically what it is. And we can have Pastor Mary send the mayor or send all of council a request to talk about what it is St. Simon's is trying to do. And then we can move forward from there if you think that the support letter would be something that you'd want to do.
So that would be something they would bring into the city. We wouldn't have to go out and discussions. Is that?
Well, yeah, it would be to hire someone to lead that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be someone professional would be paid to come in and do it with all parties, not just Lincoln Heights and Evendale, but like I said, I had mentioned the Department of Justice, and of course, we probably need to bring in Hamilton County Sheriff. So I haven't seen the grant, but she mentioned it to us. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward
Is
to
that
hearing
something
from you.
that maybe the Safety and Law Committee could look at?
well, I don't know that you're going to have enough time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we'll have her send the information to everybody, and that if you look at it and be able to decide whether or not you want to, we could perhaps come to the committee of the whole at the next meeting, you know, so that we'll be able to include it in the packet by August 31st.
Well, safety meets next Monday.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for
Yeah.
her.
I think she
But I'm
asked a
just saying.
question. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
that
it
was
can
just-
be looked at. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'll get the information to you as soon as I can.
Okay, and I'll reach out to Pastor Mary, because it sounds like we need to meet as soon as possible. And it sounds like it's needed, like Ms. Mitchell said, you know, because, you know, when we went through that, everyone had all these solutions and then they fade out like anything else. You don't hear the conversation anymore. So I understand church wants to know what's going on. Some churches know about things and some don't. So I see the great need, and we do need healing, not just for our children, but for the adults. You know, we still, there's a gray area. And so thank you so much for coming to bring this up. So I'm looking forward. I will reach out to her tomorrow. And then we'll make sure that she's on the radar. She wants to do a PowerPoint presentation, whatever she wants to do. The floor is hers because it's a need for it. So I want to thank you and thank the church for seeing the need. Thank you so much for coming.
Okay, we'll be here in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. All right, thank you. Okay, all right. Is there anything you need to add about the legislation?
Uh-oh.
These are straight through because they all came in early, right? Yay. All right, we're going to old business.
Second reading of resolution number 2025-R-65. Resolution adopting the 2026 tax budget for the Village of Lincoln Heights for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2026, and submitting the same to the Auditor of Hamilton County.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber? No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter?
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Okay. Motion for passage.
Second.
You
Okay,
are, Laverne, you second it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear, I'm
Councilwoman
sorry.
Mitchell, okay. Vote. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
It's been moved in second.
Is that you,
Uh,
Councilman Munier?
Yeah, Councilwoman Mumia. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber, your vote? No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
New business.
First reading of resolution number 2025-R-67. Resolution authorizing the finance director to increase appropriations in the Special Revenue Fund, HCPH, and to amend the Statement of Estimated Resources for 2025.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Who's second?
Mayor. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber? No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter?
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second. Second.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mitchell seconds that motion. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber? No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter?
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber? No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter?
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Okay, then we go into our supplemental agenda.
First reading of resolution number 2025-R-68. Resolution to proceed with placing renewal of the operating levy passed in 2019 in the Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, on the ballot.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber, your vote? Yes. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Councilwoman Mitchell second that motion.
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
Okay, Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
I don't believe
Yes.
we have emergency clauses on the levy.
We didn't go
resolution.
through them in the, we didn't go through them in the committee of the whole. We didn't have time. So there's no emergency clause attached to it.
No, so section 8 on all these, the last section on all these is going to be the same. Pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 5705.19, this resolution goes into effect immediately upon adoption, and no publication is necessary other than provided for in the notice of election. So for R 68, 69, and 70, we're not going to have an emergency clause. I guess
Do I need to rescind it?
I would just withdraw the motion. on the-
Withdraw that motion for the emergency clause, please. And the next two,
Yeah, no emergency clause.
no emergency clause on
the,
the next two. Okay, thank you.
That ends that one then.
Okay.
Finish with that one. Okay. Next one.
Resolution number 2025-R-69. Resolution to proceed with placing on the ballot a proposed levy for an additional tax for the benefit of the Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, for current expenses.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
That was,
Councilwoman
No.
Calhoun Mumia.
Okay.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Okay. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
511.
We have 5 aye votes and 1 nay. And may I suspend the rules? I misspoke there as well. It's supposed to be 5 aye votes and 1 nay. I incorrectly said 6 aye votes.
Yeah, I think on the suspension, you did say it was 5-1, but on.
Oh, I rolled it
passage-
down. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
the passage is
Five
also
one.
5-1.
Okay. Thank you. I had miswritten it. Okay. So that's 5 aye votes on suspend the rules, 1 nay, then 5 aye votes on passage and 1 nay.
You including the one absent too? 511.
Okay, 1 absent. That is correct. And 1 absent. I was just going off the vote. Okay. But you're right. Okay. The next resolution. Resolution number 2025-R-70. Resolution to proceed with placing on the ballot a proposed levy for an additional tax for the benefit of the Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, for police protection services and related matters.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber? No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter?
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree?
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay, 1 absent. That motion does pass.
Motion received for passage.
Second.
That's Mitchell.
Ms. Councilwoman Mitchell, okay. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber? No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter?
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree?
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay, and 1 absent. That motion does pass.
Yes, Mr. Desai.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I just
Evening.
want to point out something about 68, 69, and 70. 68 is the renewal of the operating levy. 69 is the proposed 2 mil increase. 70 is the proposed increase on the police levy. There's more information in this resolution, and in particular, if you turn to page 2 of R70, in what is the actual ballot language. So about midway through the page 2, you'll see that off to the left it says 2025-R-70, and then it goes into what will most likely be the way the ballot looks. The Board of Elections has final say on how that looks, so it may change a little bit. But the reason I bring this up is one of the new things that is going into both the resolution to proceed and into the ballot language itself, if you follow the templates that the Secretary of State puts out, is you'll see about 2/3 of the way through it says that the county auditor estimates will collect $150,000 annually. So I know there's usually an education campaign. We're all very cognizant of the fact that public tax money can't be used to advocate for the levy, but it can be used to educate and answer questions about it. So if people are asking you questions, this might be something you either need to address or you might want to be proactive and mention it to them. Hey, you're going to see a pretty big number when you get these ballots. You know, R70 is 150,000. R69, which is the 2 mil increase on the operating levy, is 75,000. And then R68, which is the renewal of the operating levy, I forget the number exactly, but it's like 300,000. Important to educate people that these numbers are tied into specific forecasts. For example, with the police levy that we're looking at, the increase in the police levy we're looking at under R70, as Mr. Lemon has explained, and perhaps maybe to a lesser degree Mr. Key, based on the escalation in the police contract, the village isn't going to be able to afford police services unless it's able to raise this additional revenue. So just wanted to mention that to council members. You know, you might get questions about that, and maybe more importantly, you know, people at the ballot box who may be seeing this for the first time might go, well, wow, that's a ton of money. Why do they need that much more money annually? You might want to be proactive and just explain to people, you're going to see some big numbers, but these are all numbers that are based, either on contract escalation clauses themselves, such as the police contract, or the forecast that Mr. Lemon and Mr. Key did last year for the village's budget for 26. I don't remember if they went out to 27 or not, but I believe they did. But just make sure that you're letting people know those numbers look big, but there's science behind them. And you know, I'm a big believer in keeping things simple. I don't know if you remember when the space shuttle blew up about 30 or 40 years ago. Congress had all these scientists come in and testify about what went wrong. I didn't understand any of it, but in my physics class, we were required to watch part of it. But then they had one scientist that came up and he said, if I could borrow your phone, you know what this is? This is a piece of the shuttle that blew up. You know what happened when I put it in my freezer? It cracked. That's why the shuttle blew up. And boom, everybody got it. And he was then able to kind of launch into his more scientific explanation. But to kind of analogize that to the village, my memory is that at some point this year there was discussion about road improvements. And it may have been Mr. Williams, I'm not saying it was, but somebody mentioned about one of our road improvement projects, which was just a section of the road, that alone was going to cost over $1 million. So you may use that when you're talking to the residents to help them understand these numbers look big, but you know, things these days are very expensive. And so just like improving a section of the road, who would have thought that would cost over $1 million? It does. These numbers you're seeing in the levy are tied to real, to real concrete things. They're not just, hey, we want to, do something extravagant. This is about survival.
I appreciate that, Mr. Desai. I'm pretty sure that our finance chair, that is what we definitely will put into the presentation as we do Respect My Block for the next 4 months. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. We have had 3 Respect My Blocks presentations, and every time we get a few more people. So we are encouraging the community to come out if they want to know more information about the taxes, how the levies work, what the responsibility of the village is to our residents. And we will definitely have a presentation that will help the residents understand the importance of these levies passing.
Thank you.
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I want to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss employment of a public office.
Second. It's been moved in second.
Sorry.
It's been moved in second.
So
Can-
I have a question. So when we make a motion to go in executive session and there's other things that want to be talked about, can you mention that to go in executive session for that too? Because I have some concerns and I don't know how to present it that I want to talk about in executive session. So I don't know if it falls under, it's not an employee, it's like, I would say it falls under a complaint or a concern of an elected official or something to that effect. Am I saying it the right way? Or you have to do those 2 separate times? Mr. Desai.
No, you can do that, and there's different ways to do it, but the simple answer to your question is yes. We can go in for multiple allowed topics.
Okay.
So, you could make a motion to amend the motion to go into executive session to discuss employment of a public official and amend it to add your topic. The one thing, what did you say exactly you wanted to do? What was your topic?
My topic is to talk about some concerns that I have as a council as a whole.
Okay. So let me just pull something up here.
Okay.
Maybe an easier way to do it would be this. So, let me read to you from the Secretary of State's Sunshine Manual what they talk about in terms of permissible discussion topics in executive session. The first one is certain personnel matters when particularly named in the motion. So this is what the Vice Mayor did. Number one under this is to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official. Number two, to consider the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, a public official, licensee, or regulated individual, unless the employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual request a public hearing. But a public body may not hold an executive session to consider the discipline of an elected official for conduct related to the performance of the official's duties or to consider that person's removal from office. So it's that latter piece that I really wanted to read. A public body may not hold an executive session to consider the discipline of an elected official for conduct related to the performance of the official's duties or to consider that person's removal from office. So if it's any of the other things, employment or complaints, that's fine as long as it doesn't tread upon discipline of an elected official or potential removal of that official.
Okay.
So if you want to still, go in for a second item, I think we were at a motion and a second.
Correct.
And so we could have a motion, you can make a motion to amend the motion that's pending to add the topic you want to add.
So I'll make a motion to amend and add. It's gonna fall under. I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't want to put it all out here like that. Would it fall under a complaint? Because I want to talk about.
Well, so everything's on the record.
Okay.
So, whatever you say is gonna be on the record. So you really gotta think about things in terms of those two areas. If you wanna make a complaint against a public official, or licensee, you can do that. What you can't do is bring up discipline, or consideration of removal.
You know what? Then, because it's not actually, I don't think it's a complaint. It's a communication of a whole that are some issues that I see that have bothered me in the last meeting, if I want to be honest. And there are some things that need to be addressed. And I don't want to, some things are not just meant to be said out in the open when there can be confusion that need to be addressed to break down barriers. Am I saying it? That's the way I am. That's how I'm saying it.
And we can address those in executive session if it's to consider the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, et cetera.
So if I may, Karen, so you're not trying to remove anybody?
No,
And you're not trying to discipline?
no,
Whoever the complaint is
No.
against, whether it's an
No.
elected official or an employee? You just
No.
want to go into executive session to discuss a complaint of an elected official
Yes.
or employee?
yes.
All right, well, do you want to amend the pending motion then to add the second topic of going in to discuss a complaint against a public official or employee, whichever one it is?
Yes. So I want to amend to add, I don't know how to say it, the second topic of a complaint on a public official.
Okay, so we now need a second on the motion to amend,
Second.
and then we need a vote on the motion to amend.
May I ask a question? May I ask a question?
Yes.
Initially, it was a motion to go into executive session to discuss a public official. Moved by Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter and seconded by the mayor. So then we just override that and
Yeah,
do the,
the motion's being amended potentially.
okay,
So
so,
we'll come back to the original motion,
okay,
but first we need to have a vote on the motion to amend.
okay, okay. All right. With that being said, I'll go into it. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber? Yes. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter?
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumphrey?
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
And now we'll do a roll call on the amended motion. So the motion is now to go into executive session for discussion of the appointment of a public employee and to discuss complaints against a public official. I'm paraphrasing, but as Ms.
Public
Hink-
officer instead of employee? Or you
I
want
think
you?
she said public official, did you not? Yeah. So that's what we're voting on now.
Okay.
Okay.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber? Yes. Excuse me, Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter?
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumphrey?
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes, and that motion does pass.
Okay.
Okay.
At
Because this is
9:12.
9:12, okay. Executive session begins at 9:12 p.m.
The Village of Lincoln Heights Council meeting is now back in session. Today's date is Monday, July 14th, 2025. The time is now 11:05. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Present.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Present.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Present.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Present.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Present.
We have 6 who are present. We do have a quorum.
We're on miscellaneous business.
Did you say something?
We're on miscellaneous business.
I like to just pass something out for you all to read at your leisure. I'm concerned about the CRA, so I've highlighted some things that I think we need to consider, and we can talk about it at another time.
You highlight
You just passing it out.
Should be. Did it not come out?
You're just passing it out for our leisure to discuss later, a later time.
No, I guess it didn't come out. Okay, it's not highlighted, but take a look at
We
it.
can't hear you.
I said it's not highlighted. Mine is, I guess a copy, I didn't put it on
What
color.
page did you want us to take a good look at?
I don't have the pages. But you need to read the whole thing. But just please.
Is that the last page?
I would say sections 5 through 8,
Okay.
and the page and the section before that.
Section 4,
Four, yeah, turn the page. let me
section
see.
4.
Section 4 through
Let me see.
8, okay. All right, is there anything else?
Okay.
Anybody got a motion? Or anything else? Any other miscellaneous business?
You looking at me, Mayor?
Yeah, I thought, does anybody get any motions or anything before we adjourn?
I'd like to make a motion that, can't remember the terminology.
Say it.
Okay,
You name the person.
This has to do with the manager.
yes,
So you're looking to make a motion to appoint to the vacant seat, right?
yes.
Okay, so a motion to appoint Jane Doe or John Doe, whoever you want to fill in, as the village manager, subject to satisfactory background check and mutually agreeable contract terms.
Could you say that again for me? I'm sorry.
So motion to appoint said individual to the manager position, subject to a satisfactory background check and agreeable contract terms.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Mr. Gaines Brown to the manager position, subject to satisfactory background check and agreeable contract terms.
I second it.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Write it down for Lisa. Thank you.
Right. So if there's any other miscellaneous business? If it's not, is there a motion for adjournment?
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Who did the motion?
I did.
Who did the
Councilwoman
second?
Weber.
I did.
Have a good night.